Welcome to the 2014 Cardiovascular Research Foundation Spelling Bee. All right, we're down to the finals, so please spell cardiovascular disease.
C-A-R-O-T C-E D-Z-I Z. D-O-V-S
With the work of the visionary physician researchers of the Cardiovascular Research Foundation and the Cardiovascular Medical Group, along with researchers from around the world, spelling bees hopefully one day will eliminate cardiovascular disease from their list of spelling words to conquer.
When I show up at the Cardiovascular Research Foundation's offices every single morning, I'm just excited to be here. I'm able to look inside of a heart that I could not do even 7 years ago. The things that we have learned in the last 30 years are just incredible. They're shocking, the kinds of things that we can do now. So if I look forward to the next 30 years, I cannot imagine what's possible. I think we all know the obvious things. We might be able to grow new hearts. We could eliminate very extensive and difficult surgery. We might identify disease and prevent it altogether. So I could not predict 30 years ago where we are today, and with the same astonishment, if I look forward in 30 years, I think I'll be equally amazed.
We've been doing research since going into practice many years ago. All of the doctors in this office have, because the doctors in the office are not only taking care of their patients, but in looking into new ways of taking care of their patients. They're credentialed academic doctors, and so doing clinical research has been a part of our everyday activities for many years.
All right, so here's what happens when you have a heart attack. The first thing that happens, you start with arteries that look like this. We are so excited about the 27 projects that we have that I can't possibly pick out a single one. We have new medications that might actually, if started early, prevent coronary artery disease. We have new imaging technology that can see inside the artery. We have opportunities for treatment through our research trials that are generally not available in surrounding practices, and also sometimes not available in our surrounding institutions. We have completed nearly 300 projects over the last couple of decades of brand new drugs in every area. We have new devices that may not be available at other locations. For example, a pacemaker that can be inserted into the heart without a wire. The ability to do robotic intervention for cardiac arrhythmias. All of this is exciting here in our practice, as well as our research institute, which funds these innovative treatments, diagnostic tools for our patients.
In the year 1900, the average life expectancy was 49 or 50 years. Now it's up to 79 years. And that has to do with all the research that has been and the treatments that have been involved in preventative cardiology.
You know, I've always been asked what's different about the Cardiovascular Research Foundation of Southern California. And I think one of our board members really said it best. Our doctors are totally committed to patient care, but they're also totally passionate about what they're doing, their research. They don't do this to make a salary. They don't do this to achieve academic prominence. They do it because they're really interested in you as a patient. And I can think of a half a dozen projects that have come about from simple patient questions. Doctor, if I take vitamin D, does it affect the calcium in our heart? Well, we've just funded a research project to determine whether the calcium you take affects the calcium in your heart. That's a direct example of a patient asking a question that we translate into real research.
The foundation is very important to me personally so that we can continue to do the really important clinical research that we're currently doing and new research activities that we anticipate will occur in the future. But obtaining or finding the funds to do that kind of research has become more difficult, and that's why we started the Research Foundation.
Our foundation needs help. We need help in raising the funds to do the kinds of projects that are not being done anywhere else, to show that coronary artery plaque can be reversed, to see that it can be identified, to be able to develop new devices, new mobile applications that will improve your health, to get new drugs to you. We need help for that and our other missions, which is to support the research of young investigators, to help with our educational efforts throughout the community to get the word out that heart disease can be treated, it can be treated early, and can even be eliminated.
As we look to the future of cardiovascular disease, our hope is that we will find one simple word that will define it, and that word is
redefined,
Controlled.
Eradicated.
Extinct.
Cured.
Conquered. Vanished.
Old news. Forget about it.
Obsolete. OBSOLETE. Obsolete.
Imagine a world one day when your children, grandchildren, and their children may be free of the ravages of cardiovascular disease. Let's help change the future of heart disease. Let's face it down, one research project at a time.
CARDIOVASCULAR. I did it.